Hello, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Well, I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend, last weekend. I know I did. I went and saw the Mandalorian new Star Wars movie, and man, as a Star Wars fan, I really enjoyed it, I got to tell everybody for anybody who cares, um, as far as, should you go see the movie? I would highly recommend it, like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan. Now, I will say I'm a diehard Star Wars fan going all the way back to the original trilogy, starting with the original 1977, episode one movie. And that's what really kind of made me become a Star Wars fan. And before we go any further, I should let you guys all know that I am your host, Jason Jrock Houston. I'm here to entertain you, and um, you were watching behind the scenes of J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution, episode number 13 to be exact. It's hard to believe we've done 13 of these episodes already, but the pop culture show is just blown up. Everybody's since we put the show on Fire Rock TV, everybody's watching it. It is just blown up, and we can't thank you guys enough. And so we thought, you know what, the show really deserved, a spinoff show to talk about how we make the show and all that goes into it. But getting back to Star Wars just for a minute. Like I said, I'm an old school Star Wars fan, and and the original three movies are still kind of my all time favorite because that's what really got me into it. And a few years ago when George Lucas, sold his Star Wars franchise to Disney, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, any studio I think would love to get their hands on, you know, a property like Star Wars. But I'll tell you, you know, Disney, I think what they're doing with the Star Wars legacy, um, like based on this movie, The Mandalorian that I saw the other, man, they're off to a great start, and I can't wait to see what the next movie. That's probably a few years away, but okay. So that's what I did this Memorial Day weekend. Now, as you guys know, every Wednesday night we do one of these episodes to kind of let you know what's going on with the pop culture show. Well, as you may know, our latest episode, which went up last Thursday, episode 32 to be exact. Can you believe we've done 32 episodes? To date, I can't believe it. And we've only been doing the show for not quite a year. We'll be celebrating our 1 year anniversary here at J Rock's Babylon in August. That'll be our 1 year anniversary, and we have so much coming to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. We will start telling you all about that. But here I want to let you know our latest episode, as I said, episode number 32 went up last week, was on 60 years of the original Star Trek TV series. And as we talk in that episode about the fact that the original Star Trek series was only on the air for three seasons, and actually the popularity of Star Trek grew more and more. It became more popular after it was off the air. In fact, once they started making Star Trek movies, and then they started having these fan conventions and started having reruns of the original series, it started, I mean, it just took off and became the pop culture juggernaut that it is today. So I really urge people to check that out. And, if you're a pop culture fan like me, we've had a lot of these big time anniversaries coming up this year. I mean, just a couple of weeks before Star Trek episode, we did a episode on celebrating the fact that 2026 also marks the 50th anniversary of Laverne and Shirley, if you can believe that. Another one of my favorite classic TV shows that celebrates 50 years this year is The Jeffersons. We also did an episode on that. So these are all episodes that you can go find on YouTube if you haven't already checked them out. And you'll notice if you go on our Facebook page, I should let you guys know. Okay, first, as far as Facebook, we have a Facebook page for Jrock's Babylon. That's kind of our main hub. All the, you can find we post everything about all the shows we do, and where to find them and stuff like that. Everything you need to know regarding Jrock's Babylon. That's kind of the main hub. Now, we also do have a Facebook page for Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution because, as I said, even though we've only been doing the show for 1 year, we've already rolled out 32 episodes. Okay, and more are on the way. And I'll tell you one thing that I really love about doing the pop culture show is it's something I realize you can never run out of ideas as far as show topics. It's just not possible. I've tried, believe me. In fact, I'm always anticipating the next episode, if you know what I mean. In fact, this weekend I'll record be recording episode number 34. I already know what I'm going to do it on, and we'll reveal that by the end of tonight's episode here. But as I was saying, Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution has become so huge that it really had to have a Facebook page of its own. And I did that because, again, if you go on the Jrock's Babylon page, that's kind of a main hub for everything we do. But if you go on the Facebook page for Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution, which is a separate page, we do that because, when you watch the episode, most episodes are about 30 to 40 minutes long. And you watch most episodes, you might not catch everything I say. So if you go on our Facebook page for the show, what I like to do is I go on the internet and I will post like for example, I'll try to find like old episodes. Since the latest episode is on Star Trek, if you go on our Facebook page, you'll find some stuff I found on the internet about Star Trek, and we go out of our way to really pump up, why we're celebrating 60 years of Star Trek. Find old clips of some of the cast members, and old clips of the TV show. So we post stuff like that, and then since you probably don't pay attention to everything I say for the whole 30 or 40-minute episode, the Facebook page is a great place where I'll type out some fun facts that I brought up during the episode that I think people have fun reading up on it. So that's why we have a Facebook page for the show. And again, if you want to know on a greater scale all the other things we do at Jrock's Babylon, check out our Facebook page, and we also have a YouTube page for Jrock's Babylon, and you will find past episodes of our show, interviews I've done with many musicians and bands, over the course of the last year. Because again, as I said, we're coming up on our 1 year anniversary, if you can believe it. Now, I just love doing this show so much. I kind of previously in doing another pop culture show, which was called Garbor's Time Machine. I did that show and a great co-host to do it with Garbors, who he has a Guns N' Roses tribute band that he fronts, Appetite for Destruction. They're out of Southern California, and I got to say, Gar and his boys are a premier Guns N' Roses tribute out here. And Gar may be too humble to say so, but I'll go on record to say it. And that show had kind of run its course, and but I knew I still wanted to do a pop culture show. But it was very important for me to not copy the old show. I wanted to come up with something all of a sudden, and I think I have, because the biggest difference between the two shows is the previous show I did. It was on another channel and had a co-host, as I said, Gar Boris, and it was something I really loved, and I hated to see the show come to an end, and that was really out of my control. But I knew, again, like I said, I wanted to do another pop culture show. And it's very important not to copy what had come before, and put my own stamp on this. This is really something all my own. And that's why when I launched the Jrock's Babylon channel, launched my own site, it was very important to have my name in the title of the show. J-Rock is something, over the course of the last 17 years, people started referring to me as, and J-Rock kind of became my name. It's not my birth name, but his name that was given to me. And I had actually a discussion with somebody trying to tell me, hey, I don't think you can go calling yourself J-Rock. I said, listen, what are you going to do? You going to start calling yourself J-Rock? You're not J-Rock, sorry. And I did what I had to, without going into details, to make sure that J-Rock is indeed my name, and I got the authority and the power to use it. We'll just leave it there. But in Pop Culture Revolution, I came up with a name, and I thought it was a great title for a show, and so we've been doing it for the last year, like I said. And another thing, I do my best to promote the hell out of the show. I'm always thinking of ways to promote the show because I really enjoy doing it. I mean, I'm going to show you guys some stuff I've been working on. Okay, in an effort to further promote this show, I've had some of these great looking postcards printed up with my own personal designs that I came up with the help of AI. Some people are really against AI, but and like anything in life, especially talking technology wise, AI it's got its good points, it's got its bad points, but much more of a positive thing to me than I think a lot of people think. And so I embrace it. Let me show you what some of these postcards that I've come up with in an effort to promote the show. Looking pretty cool. Okay, but that's the first one. This is another design we came up with. See, J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution. And this is another cool one. Okay. So, we're always working on ways to promote the show. And, another thing that I recently did that you guys may not have, I hope you were able to catch. And if not, I'm gonna post it up again so people can check it out. A couple weeks back, I did a cool promo. I wrote the promo myself, and a promo, of course, is like a video to promote what we're doing here at J-Rock's Babylon. And specifically, I wanted to do a promo talking about our show, J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution. So I wrote down like a little script that I came up with on my own of just different words, kind of like me kind of sitting there on camera and kind of just, hey, you're watching J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution, and it is spellbounding, and all these words that just came to mind. Well, I was kind of, again, tonight as I'm prepping for this episode that we're doing now, I thought, okay, I'm gonna try to come up with some more phrasing, some more words to kind of describe the show. And the funny thing about it is, without even really meaning to, I got to think of some words that can really help kind of describe what we do here at the show. And I came up with some great phrasing that but I think just makes for such a great catchphrase. I'd love to get you guys' opinion on this. Jason's Pop Culture Revolution is a pop culture show where we turn up the volume on pop culture. Okay, we're working with it. I think we have something there, and we're gonna work it into a future promo or something. And you guys will see it when it's ready to be seen. But I thought, okay, and here's some other stuff I came up with today. We got a few things to work with. I'll give you another one, okay? J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution is where rock and pop culture collide. J-Rock's Pop Culture is where rock meets fandom. J-Rock's Pop Culture Revolution is a place where music and pop culture collide. Okay. Well, it's a work in progress, but you see where I'm going with this. Now, a little more so than usual. We were all over the place in tonight's episode, and we really didn't get a chance. But now I'm going to let you guys know. As you know, every Thursday we roll out a new episode of Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution. That's the show we've been talking about tonight. And it's real funny because when I was usually I record um, one episode a week, and then I send it off to the folks at Fire Rock. Um, usually we record the shows like Saturday or Sunday, and that way I can have it to the folks at Fire Rock TV by Monday, and they can upload it to their YouTube channel. So it'll be all ready to go and roll out Thursday morning by 8 a.m. And so we recorded the episode last week on Star Trek, 60 years of Star Trek. And then I was also able to arrange, tomorrow's episode is like nothing we've done before. We actually had a guest, as we had a few times in the past on the show. Now, this was a real fun guest. Raleigh Devore is primarily known as a drummer, although he was in a Cheap Trick tribute band where he played guitar and played the role of Robin Zander. He's a super multi-talented guy. I was going through some old interviews I had done that date back to about 10 years ago, and I wonder what Raleigh's doing now. And anybody from Southern California knows Raleigh Devore is a very big player on the California tribute scene. He's played in tributes to Elton John, tributes to The Who, tributes to Cheap Trick, tributes to Kiss. And actually, 10 years ago, when I did an interview with Raleigh, which I think I will be putting up for people just to kind of check it out, from about 10 years ago. And so I looked at my old pal Raleigh Devore, and come to find out he is in a Gilligan's Island tribute band. Now, you gotta see it to believe it. And go online. You can find them on Facebook. Probably have to type in Gilligan's Island Band. They're from Southern California. So I thought, okay, this being a pop culture show, and Raleigh Devore being a tribute band kind of a veteran of the music scene out here, I thought he's in a tribute band to, of all things, Gilligan's Island. I mean, that's a perfect guest for a pop culture show. And so, you guys, I just can't wait for you to tune in tomorrow's episode because, again, we've had people come on the show before, but this is the first time we've had somebody from a tribute band come on. And I'm thinking of doing that more and more because I'm starting to realize that tribute bands, which is something I've always thought, it's just rock and roll theater to me. Paying tribute to the great bands that we grew up on, who really were the soundtrack to so many of our lives. And that is such a huge piece of pop culture. So we're going to start having more guests like this on. And I can't wait for you guys to see tomorrow's episode. It's going to be a real fun episode. And one last thing before we end tonight's episode, you guys will get a kick out of this. As I told you, we do one of these behind the scenes episodes every Wednesday to kind of give you a preview of what's coming the following morning at 8 a.m. And last week when I did it, I was so tired that, first of all, we did a great episode. That wasn't the problem, but I was so tired that when I turned the laptop on, I wasn't really paying attention. And as you can see, the background I'm using today, it's a little bit different. But very much like Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution, we went with the black and the yellow look for this background. It kind of reminisces of our pop culture show, but it gives this spin-off show kind of a look of all its own. Anyway, so I was so tired, I wasn't paying attention, and we used the Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution backdrop, and so people may have been a little confused, but that's why it said behind the scenes episode number 12. Well, but yet it had the Jrock's Pop Culture Revolution background. Well, sometimes we do things like that, but you know what? We own up to it. It's we don't take ourselves too serious. But I love stuff like that because it shows just how authentic the show really is. And we do mistakes and we own up to it, but It's just all rock and roll, if you know what I mean. And I am once again Jason J. Rock Houston, the pop culture guy. I'm here to entertain and hopefully uh, amaze you. I hope we've done that tonight. See you again real soon. Bye for now.